This past hurricane season, Houston and surrounding areas were devastated by Hurricane Ike. Days before the storm, everyone in the area were in the stores buying usual hurricane supplies: bottled water, food, batteries, flashlights, candles, filling up their vehicles and gas cans with gas and whatever necessary items they felt were needed. This year, the aftermath was worse than the storm. Millions of homes and businesses had no electricity for anywhere from 1 day to 12 days. During this season, there is an increase in the supply and demand of certain goods and services. As we all know, in economics, every society faces three basic economic decisions: what goods to produce and in what quantities, how to produce these goods and services, and who gets these goods and services. We definitely saw an increase in the demand for gas, for ice, shelter, food, as well as an increase in the supply of generators and laborers from other areas to assist in restoration of services and in homes. Here to share their experiences or on the lack of supply and increase of demand of these goods are Fallon and Ashley.
Hi guys, my name is Ashley, and my experience with Hurricane Ike deals with water. Unfortunately, I waited to the last minute to get water due to the fact that I didn't think this hurricane was going to be a big thing. So the day before the hurricane hit, my mom calls and is like, "Ashley, please go pick up some water." I said, "Sure, Mom, I'll make sure I do that." I waited. Day of the hurricane came. Mom said, "Ashley, how much water did you buy?" I said, "None." She then told me on my way home from school that evening that I needed to pick up water. I went to HEB. They were completely out of water. I stopped at 3 Walmarts. They were completely out of water. I then had to start stopping at gas stations. They were out of water. I even went to Home Depot, who sells water. I even went to some of the Office Maxes that sell water. Completely out of water. I then came across a broke down gas station. I went inside. They had tons of water. In fact, there was this huge truck unloading water. And I went in, and the guy looked at me, and I said, "Okay, I need all of this water. How much?" The price on the inside the store was, I think, $5.99. He charged me almost $30 plus more on all this water. That was horrible. So that was my experience. I'm going to pass it on to Phelan. She'll tell hers.
The morning before Hurricane Ike, I carried on like any normal day. It wasn't until continued updates later that evening, warning the entire city of Houston and surrounding areas, that I realized this would be something really serious. While Hurricane Ike made its presence known at approximately 2 a.m. September 13th, I knew Ike came in to do damage. That morning, I woke up to absolutely no electricity. The entire city of Houston felt the same way I did. Major electricity companies were working nonstop trying to restore power. There was even a citywide curfew to defer looting because of the loss of power. No TV, cell phone, internet, no anything. Everyone's needs were the same as mine: power immediately. However, their resources were limited. 12 days later, my power was restored and my life was back to normal.
There are also many businesses that lost power, and as a result, many of the employees were without jobs, unemployed for an indefinite amount of time. Now we have Tavis to discuss his experience with unemployment during this moment.
Yeah, hello. I am a meter reader for CenterPoint Energy, and during this time, we were unemployed. The first day, that Monday, I think, after the hurricane, they told us, well, we may be employed for a couple of days. Called back and checked with them. Called back, then they told us that we were going to be out for a week. All in all, to make a long story short, I ended up being unemployed for a whole month, which was a lot of money for me due to bills and having to pay $4 a gallon for gas, all that stuff. Also, I was able to get unemployment benefits. It took a while to get it because everyone was calling in to get the benefits. I finally got it after about 3 weeks, and that helped out a little. But that's my story for the hurricane. Everything else was fine, just no money coming in due to unemployment, due to power being out. Us being meter readers, they didn't let us read because they were too busy fixing all the businesses and homes that were out of lights and all that good stuff. So that's my story for Hurricane Ike.
In addition to these setbacks, many also experienced financial hardships from evacuating. To discuss her experience with evacuating, here's Leanne.
So, like many others, I didn't think the hurricane was going to be a big deal either until the day before. Our company closed at 2 p.m. and said, y'all need to get out of town. My mom and my sister called me and said, we're going to San Antonio and we're dragging you with us. So I went to San Antonio and it took us 6 hours to get there. We stayed over there for the weekend, and on Monday and over the weekend I got updates from the friends and family that I could get in touch with about our houses and damages if anything happened. Luckily, there was just a few minor leaks. What looked like a ghost town when I came back because there were no street signs, no stoplights, so it took people hours to get to work when it would normally take them 30 minutes. The day back to work, I applied for emergency food stamps and an increased credit limit for my credit cards because of the evacuation. I was set back financially and due to loss of work because of Hurricane Ike. And that's my experience.
As you can tell, many people face different hardships. From demand going up, supplies of certain items were scarce. From water to gasoline, gas stations were running out. As you heard, grocery stores were running out of everything from bread to water to anything that was fairly non-perishable. People were without electricity, so nothing but canned goods was really worthwhile in purchasing. We had people that were unemployed, and we have many people that are still unemployed to this day, months after. These things that happen with natural disasters are devastating to people for more than just a certain amount of time. It both created jobs for some people for helping with damages of homes, picking up limbs, trees, and yards. But it also killed many jobs for other people, from businesses that had to shut down permanently to businesses that had to come up later with many layoffs. As well, many people that had to evacuate, it cost them so much money. Going to Dallas took up to 20 hours for some people. Going to San Antonio, as Leanne said, took her 6 hours. Many people it took even more than that. So it really just depended on what you did and where you went. If you stayed, many people faced many dangers, such as hospital visits. Hospitals were packed, those that were open. Generators were very, very scarce, and the supply went up for those in a sense as they were available on the sides of highways, but in normal stores like Home Depot and Lowe's, they were out immediately. Things with supply and demand both fluctuated, went up and down, unlike any other time in the market. It's something that people can't really prepare for in a sense of knowing exactly what's going to happen. Some people will stock up with water all year round, canned goods all year round. Other people will get it last minute. So next time we have a hurricane coming, the question is, what are you going to do about it, and how are you going to face it?